Hello. Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. Where we're doing a thing. I think there's like a little portal out of here. Oh, I don't think we're doing this. There's a portal somewhere. Find something common to the environment of the plane and should bring me back here. Pillar made of sages, lies, and traitors. There's a portal made under the left arm of the giant skeleton. That way. We need to find something common to the environment of the plane. It should bring us back here. Okay, so we need to go and find things. Done. Let's escape. Actually, can I rest here? Just top everyone's health up and get spells. Let's just check. Visual.
Great! Even more of a stench.
Yeah. No. Oh, I can't rest here. I need a place to rest. What? I was in Joyo. Raid my lard and knock over my coins. I'll just be here over here for you. Thanks. Okay.
Great!
I assume he's being sarcastic. What does he say? Fine, spread out. Okay. Oh, so I can just use the rest button. Is that what he's saying? Where is the rest button? Is that this? I don't think. Is there a rest? Yeah, there is. Okay. No. This one. Are there any spells I want to change? Glad I don't have like a detect evil option, because that would just be like... Yes, there is evil here. What do you do? Oh, I've not been using you. Spell summons a swirling mass of black bobs that grow and burrow into any target for a lot of damage. Very good. I think we'll stick with those, though. That's been useful. They've been useful. And I haven't got any level 6 spells. Okay. Dakan. You haven't got any spells. I've been stealing all the spells myself, Dakan. I've been very, very evil. Well, not evil, but selfish. Selfish. Certainly. Protection from evil, that might be useful. Detect evil, I don't think will be useful. Spiritual hammer. Chooses out within range. The hammer causes 4 to 10 points of bludgeoning damage for every 3 levels the caster has. It acts as a +1 weapon. And by the way, it's really warm over here in the UK at the moment, so I have the window open. So if you hear anything, then that's probably what it is. Flame walk. We'll leave that because that might be useful. Yeah, cure wounds. Cure wounds. I can raise dead. One more raise dead probably won't be helpful. Or it might be really helpful. One of those things. That's all the spells. So we're not desperate for... Actually, getting all the healing will be very good. So let's rest. Resting. There we go. You rested for 16 hours. I'm so sorry, Joel.
Done.
You didn't really want us to stay that long, I don't think. We're all up to full health. So we need to go under the left arm. Under here. Oh, and there's horrible things to fight out here. They keep spawning.
Done.
This is the left arm. There we go. Enemy sighted. Bye. Baator. Maybe we should have a chat with Mort. Because I think we're going to the pillar he came from. I mean, he might not be fond of coming back here.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
No, I don't think there's anything new there. How do you know about the Blood War? It's a war! Big, bloody, messy war. It happens everywhere. But you can't always see it. Go on. You see, Chief, it's a war between 2 nasty races. Demons and devils. Once upon a time, they didn't know each other. The devils were evil, but it was an orderly kind of evil. The demons were also evil, but they were more relaxed about it. More impulsive, more chaotic, less organised. The devils were like politicians, the demons like butchers. Then one day the 2 races met, they looked at each other, and they didn't like how the other race treated evil. And they've fought ever since. It's a big nightmare. But at least it keeps those 2 races occupied so they don't run all over the plains. Okay, anything else I want to know? No. What do you think we should do next? Well, here's how I see things. Go on. You got me, Chief. This is all your show. I'm just following you around. Let's go. Let's see if anyone else has anything interesting
What
to say around
is
here.
your will?
There are things that I would know. Oh, whoa! Have I not talked to people since Ravel? Called you a slave. What did she mean? The hag. She knows nothing. Dakon's blade ripples, and you watch as the edges become greyed and dulled. His face clenches, and he speaks through his teeth. It is not my will to speak of these. No, I want to hear you speak of it. In fact, Ravel said a number of things in conversation which interest me. Know that your will is my will. When you speak, know I must hear you, and know that your words may stay my blade or guide it to the throat of another. What? Why? Dakon seems to look through you as if meeting your gaze is unbearable. Your path is my path. I am chained to you. What? How? What? You're my slave? At the word slave, Dakon's face collapses in pain, as if he was struck. It is as if the word was a dagger, stabbing at the core of his suffering. But why, Dakon? No, it is a long tale, and know that nothing is gained in the telling. Yeah, I think plenty's going to be gained in the telling, mate. I would hear it.
Updated my journal.
The people do not allow themselves to be enslaved to another in deed or chains. If we find ourselves in such a cage, we act to free ourselves, even if it means we must endure another cage for a time. You performed a great service for me. In doing so, you enslaved me. I act to free myself. Know that I surrendered my word and myself to act in your name until your death. But I can't die. That was not known to this one. I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. Know that there is now nothing left that I may surrender except my life. Know now that I follow you only so I might die. What did I do that chained you? You saved this one's life. In exchange, your life became mine. How did I save your life? Upon the rolling plain of limbo, the people shape cities from the chaos with their thoughts. Know that there is no place for a divided mind. Dakon raises the blade from his shoulder and holds it before him. As he stares at it, it sharpens until it is almost as thin as a piece of paper. Go on. A divided mind is an unfocused mind. A divided mind fractures walls and weakens stones. As Dakon speaks, the edges of the blade corrode slightly, the metal misting and melting along the edges. Many divided minds may destroy a city. I understand, go on. Long have I known the words of Zerthaman. Through my voice many have come to know the words of Zerthaman. The Zerth protect the community from all threats, whether to the body or the mind. They are the guiding stones in the chaos. So it came to pass that I spoke the words of Zerthamon without knowing the words of Zerthamon. It came to pass that I no longer knew myself. So you started to doubt the words? No. Dakon's voice is edged, and his blade sharpens in response. I knew the words, yet it came into my heart that perhaps others did not know the words as Zerthamon knew them. And so division formed. As my mind became as two, as my mind became divided, those that looked to me as a guiding stone became divided. Many scores of Githzerai, many hundreds of scores of Githzerai, doubted. Shrakt Lor died that day. So those that followed you came to doubt the words as well, and the city was weakened? The enemies of Zerthamon came. Know that their hatred of his words and the people lent their blades strength. Know that they sensed the weakened city, and they brought war with them. Many Githzerai drowned in the chaos and beneath the blades of our enemies. Small beads of metal appear on the surface of the blade as if it is blistering. Know that this happened long ago. What happened to you? As I fell from the walls of Shrakt Lor, know that myself was broken. My blade was missed, my mind divided. I was adrift upon limbo seas, and I wished to drown. I died for days, my mind awash in division. When death finally came to me, it wore your skin and had your voice. Me? You asked that I hear you. As Dakon says the words, your vision bleeds outwards, and a crawling sensation begins to worm its way up through the back of your skull. You feel nauseous for a moment, and your vision is suddenly as chaos, smeared, twisted, and you're someplace else, somewhere in the past. Surrender to the memory. Everything around you is in turmoil. Your vision is hazy, swirling, dizzying, all at once. There is mist, pockets of fire, islands of mud, stone, and ice-covered rocks swimming through the plains like fish, impacting and dissolving. Droplets of water arcing through the howling air and lashing your skin like teeth. You choke back your nausea, and you steady yourself. This is the plane of limbo. All is chaos. Nothing is stable. You focus on the dying man that lies before you. It is why you have come to this place. Examine him, see if he still lives. The man is a Githzerai, his body embedded in an earthen pocket that swirls around him. Unconsciously, he has formed a grave from the elements, and though bits of fire and water lick at his face, he does not respond. His hands are ashen, his coal-black eyes focus on nothing. His emaciated frame speaks of starvation, but you know it is the least of his wounds. It is faith that dealt him the mortal blow. Look for the blade he carries. In his limp left hand is a twisted mass of metal, its surface having melted around his hand like a gauntlet. As you watch, it steams and hisses like a diseased snake. The Githzerai does not seem to be aware of it, but it is that weapon that has brought you here. Dakon, Zerth of Shrukt-Lor drowning, last wielder of the Karak blade, know that I have come to you with the words of Zerthamon, carved not in chaos, but in stone, carved by the will in an unbroken circle. At the word Zerthamon, Dakon's eyes roll in their sockets, and they attempt to focus upon you. With effort, he cracks his mouth to speak, but only a dry hiss emerges. You bring forth the stone from your pack and hold it before him so he can see. Know that the words of Zerthamon inscribed upon this stone are true, and know that your divided mind need be divided no longer. All you must do is take the stone, and you shall know yourself again. Dakon's eyes flicker over the unbroken circle of Zerthamon, and for a moment you think he might be too close to death to recognize it. Then the right hand twitches, and he pulls it slowly from its earthen prison. The clumps of earth streaming off it become water in Limbo's chaotic winds. His skeletal hands clutch the stone like a drowning man, and his eyes flash. Know that I have saved your life, Dakon, Zerth of Shrukt-Lor.
Updated my journal.
Dakon's eyes turn from the stone and flicker over you, and he hisses again. Too dry for a moment to muster the words. He blinks, slowly, then speaks. His voice barely above a whisper, but the words are what you wanted to hear. My life is yours, until yours is no more. Return to the present. Dakon is silent. I heard your words. The chaos in my mind became still. I knew myself again. So you got the circle from me?
Updated my journal.
Yes. In knowing its words, I knew myself. But did it save your life, Dakon? Or did it divide you further once you studied the circle? Dakon is silent for a moment, but his blade writhes as if in pain. He is slow to speak again, and when he does, his voice is somber. It divided me. Then did I save your life, Dakon? Or did I only add to the pain you already felt? Those words of Zerthamon's, they only seem to divide you more. I see it when you pore over the teachings. Dakon is silent. I say that I never saved you, Dakon. I only raised you from near death so that you might die again. If you had died at Shrukt-Lor, then you would have known peace. Your words carry the weight of truth. The death I would have died at Shrukt-Lor, that would have been the last death. Every day I have lived since is a new death. You don't have to serve me anymore, Dakon. I never saved your life, I only killed you twice. You owe me nothing. No. Dakon's forehead creases in pain and his eyes stare through you. It is not your word that carries the weight, and your word will not free me. The word that chains me is mine. The torment is mine. I know in my heart that the chains remain. Words will not free me. Is there any way you can be freed? You must die a final death. Yet your path is not death's path. There is no resolution to this matter. I will find one, Dakon. I will find something that sets you free.
Updated my journal.
Dakon's voice becomes ragged as if he has suddenly become sick. No, you have added other words to my words. His expression is pained and his gaze meets yours. Now you have chained us both. We shall speak of this another time. This matter is not closed. Let us move on. Oh, yeah, that was a bit dramatic. Let's move on, actually. That was a big dramatic moment. Let's advance a little bit with the game rather than... Actually, I could just talk with everyone. I've only got 2 more people, but... We might have more revelations from Ravel to talk about. Right, we're looking for this pillar. It might be in the centre, but there might also be horrible enemies in the centre. I don't actually know where the centre of the map is. Oh, further this way. Ah, this looks like a pillar. Okay, it might just be a cliff. Ow! Ow! Okay, it was only 8 damage, but alright. Still, my point stands. Oh, what? Advance. Ah, the Pillar of Skulls.
All right.
Oh, that's the skulls making the noise. I thought it was like a massive crowd. And it was like... That's the skulls. The sight of this thing, this horrible, towering, pulsating thing, fills you with nausea, unfounded loathing, and a faint scent of familiarity. The innumerable rotting heads which make up the vast pile seem to constantly shift and throb, alternately bickering, weeping, conversing, shouting, whispering to one another. Heads constantly bubble to the surface of the stack somewhere within its foul core, while others sink back into the grisly pillar. Get its attention. As you make a step closer to the pillar, Mort hisses to you. Psst. Chief, listen. I can't let that thing see me. You've got to get me out of here. Drop me off somewhere. Pick me up later or something. Fine, we'll leave and come back. Okay.
All right.
Do we reform the party here? How do I reform the party stats? Can I... No, done. Oh, no, what? No, I saw a remove thing. So reform, remove. Yes.
Alright. Listen, are you sure you don't need me, Chief?
You just said leave. You said you don't want to stay here. So I'm going to be nice and not force him to... Is this how it works?